Hello and welcome to my new video. As I already mentioned in one of my previous videos, I no longer have internet, and that's been the case for almost 20 days now because an excavator broke the fiber optic cable here on our street and then triggered an area control.
They destroyed the internet for the whole village. What did you do, you idiot? I'm sorry, that was a mistake.
The problem with my case now is that nothing is happening at all. That means the trouble ticket has been submitted, but it hasn't even been opened yet. Now I spend every other day about 1.5 to 2 hours on the phone with Deutsche Telekom trying to find a solution. And the result is there is no solution, nothing is being fixed, or at least a repair is not officially planned for now. That means I assume we definitely won't get a repair here this year, and probably not right away next year either, so maybe February at the earliest or something like that. For this reason, I see only one option here for those of us affected, or for you if you have a similar case. You need to increase the pressure. How can you do that? I'll make it public on social media as I do, or file a complaint with the Federal Network Agency. But here I want to bring you back down to earth right away. You can certainly do that, but it also takes a very long time to process. That means if we file a complaint with the Federal Network Agency, it takes at least 2 to 5 weeks before they even start working on it. And it's really important that to even get it on their radar, yes, to get their attention, enough people have to file complaints. I guess an absolute minimum of 20, preferably 50 affected people should file complaints here before the warning lights even turn red over there and someone actually starts working on it. Nevertheless, we can just try it out in my case. I'll walk you through how to do it. And if you do, look for your neighbors, your friends, everyone who is affected. And they should do it the same way to maybe get something started here. Or in your case, if you watch the video later, let's just take a look at my screen. To submit the complaint, we first need to go to the website of the Federal Network Agency. I may not be able to give you a direct link to the form, but I'll try to include it in the video description. If I can't, you'll need to find it yourself. I'll demonstrate how it works here. Because it changes frequently, likely due to frequent Google searches, they want to stop people from easily finding it via Google. Important, you are now on the main page, specifically under the section Consumer Portal. If you haven't found it yet, click on Consumer Portal at the top here. There, you go to Digital and Telecommunications, just scroll down here and look for the main topic for us, which would be Internet and Telephone. Here, you scroll down again and look for the item, preferably Disruption. Select this one as well. And I really want to recommend this submenu to you as well, because unfortunately I've noticed here in the region that many people don't even complain about a disruption or don't report it at all. I already mentioned this in my last video. A disruption is only reported as soon as it occurs. Why is it only reported from the day you officially report it? Please report it to a real person, not the AI. Don't let the AI brush you off. Always go directly through Telekom, through the connection hotline, and then to a real provider. Identify yourself with your corresponding customer data and report the disruption to a real provider, to a real living person. Only then does it count, and then this applies to you. I just want to highlight that here. You are also entitled to a certain outage compensation here. Important. If your company has costly phone contracts, you might get even more money, but your lawyer must confirm this. This is what you're legally entitled to. Nevertheless, we have the problem here that we can't find a solution and the issue is definitely not being addressed. So we have to push things a bit. We'll do it as follows. We scroll all the way down on the page and look for the contact form section. Please click on it and look for your issue. Troubleshooting a telecommunications connection would probably be the most appropriate. Just click on that and then click Next. This is an official form. Please answer truthfully, complete all required fields, and provide accurate information. Providing false information here helps no one. Fake entries are useless and we need genuine cases. This must also match an account number or it won't make sense. So submitting any pointless requests here just to trigger something is completely useless and definitely won't be processed. It's a hopeless waste of time. Nevertheless, we do have a real case here, and in your situation, we probably have a new process. If you've already reported it, you can enter a few more details here by clicking on Addendum, but we're starting a new process, and of course, we definitely have a specific concern. Click on Next. Now here come the important points that need to be filled out correctly. Please fill them out accurately. Incorrectly filled forms will not be considered. We have the provider you're looking for. Please don't search directly under Telekom, but under Deutsche Telekom. It's listed here under Deutsche Telekom. If you enter Telekom here, you won't get any search results. So type in Deutsche and there we have it. Select Telekom. Are you the contract holder? Yes, we definitely are. And then please enter your customer number here. The customer number, where can I find it? It's simple, just look at your last phone bill from Telekom. At the top right, you'll find a small box labeled customer number. That's the customer number we need. Don't confuse this with the mobile contract. Many users have both a Telekom mobile and landline contract. We use the bill from the landline contract and enter the customer number here. We also must answer the other questions truthfully. Select which affected line. We have a landline connection here. Please enter the phone number of the affected line here. Important, the German phone number. That means we don't use +49. Instead, we start the area code with 0. Enter the area code and of course the main number under which you are registered with Telekom. That means if you look at your contract, you usually have 3 phone numbers. One of them is the main number. Enter the main number here, not a secondary one. Next, answer a few standard questions. Is your telephone service interrupted? Yes, nothing works. Since when? This is the crucial point. We can enter the date from whenever, but what's important is the day you reported it. I'll enter it for myself now. Since when has it been interrupted? Since November 12th, 2025, everything has been down here. Is the internet service interrupted? That's obviously the main problem. Also from November 12th, 2025. Then, of course, they ask. Regarding the order, we've already commissioned a creation here, that's what I said. Please call the provider as soon as possible. If you haven't done it yet, I think it's about time you do. This is about real money, so don't pay for your phone connection needlessly. Click yes here. I responded accordingly, and since it annoyed me, of course, I responded right away back then. It's also important this must be true, because that will be checked, whether your provider confirmed the order. And that's the crucial point now. In my case, it actually wasn't confirmed, even though I officially reported it. If you check your Magenta app, I can show you my screen. It looks like this, but there's no repair confirmation yet. We select no, since no other provider is involved. I booked directly with Telekom and used their network. If you have another provider on the fiber optic network like 1&1, you should include it here. But that's not our situation. Most of you are likely with Telekom, so it's crucial to provide a phone number for questions. This number is essential. Do not give a landline as it won't work. Enter your mobile number here so that the ladies and gentlemen can reach you for questions or further information. Then we'll move on to describing the situation. I know many are upset. Please stay calm and don't post anything inappropriate. We need to be objective. This is an official authority. And if anyone writes anything inappropriate or insulting here, this message will usually be ignored and actually deleted immediately. Of course, we don't want that, so let's write a factual text here that describes exactly the situation we have. Note, you may also reference existing cases if relevant. That means if your neighbor has already reported the problem, you can submit it here and say, yes, the neighbor has already reported it under this number, and I am also affected, and so on and so forth. I've just written a sample text for you here. Of course, you can adjust it however you need. It's also important to mention that if you have a reference number, please include it at the top. You usually get a Telekom reference number, which you can also add to the text. That also helps a lot to make it easier for the authorities to find your case. Find the reference number under Issues in the Mein Magenta app. Under your landline contract, enter this number here too. I've just described the situation here, then we refer to the complaint and mention it again. That's very important. Since I already reported the case here to the Federal Network Agency some time ago, I might also want to point out that you can also refer to other cases. I'll give you my number here, but please use it only for my case. If you have this issue with Telekom or another provider later, you'll need to start over here, since this number likely expired and can't be reused. However, in our case, we might still refer to this number. With that, I've already initiated the case. So now we have the request here, of course. Please ask the provider to immediately restore the service. That would help a lot, since I talk to Telekom 3 times a week. Anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, I'm stuck on hold, transferred to multiple departments with no solution. No one can even begin to tell me why the ticket isn't being processed or why no civil engineering or repair company is being assigned here. Since the cable is still exposed, you can easily access and repair it. In a few weeks it will be covered and the street closed and paved. And then you won't be able to fix this issue without heavy work. Maybe you could add that in here as well. That's a cost factor as it makes the repair more expensive. You can also upload 2 smaller files below. I just suggest taking screenshots from the Magenta app of the issue, the trouble ticket, the issue history, or other things you may have already received from Telekom or things you've already initiated. To initiate this case, just click on Continue down here. Now you'll get to the regular form fields. I'll just say, please write it here. The reference number is only required if you're contacting us again. You don't have one yet, so you can't enter anything here. Title, we're doctor or nothing at all, then last name, company, street, address edition. I mean, I don't need to explain that to you. Very important for you. 2 points absolutely have to be filled in as well. The mobile phone number where the authorities can reach you for questions, and the email address for a confirmation of receipt. You will receive the confirmation when an employee opens the ticket for the first time and officially files it. Then you will receive an email confirming that it has arrived. For that, we need your email address, so please enter a working email address here. Key questions are, who is contacting the authority? Not a lawyer, but us. Also, how can we reach you? Just check both boxes here because we want to stay informed. Here you can then write in yes or no. We agree that the company may or may not receive my data. That's something you have to decide for yourself. I said yes here because of course I want my connection to be fixed as quickly as possible. Then we click next again. So overall it looks like this. You receive a full journal of your entries, allowing you to review everything for accuracy and confirm any attachments are included. I've added 2 Magenta app screenshots here, and then I'd have to click this odd thing up here. How should I say it? Enter this captcha here, please copy it exactly as it appears and click on Submit. Then finally you'll get this success message. And with that, you have submitted your request. 1 or 2 business days later you will receive an email. It looks something like this, and with that you have submitted this case. It's important to mention here, a case is not really a case, which means a case will probably never be processed. 2 or 3 cases, nice try, but that won't help you. We need an absolute minimum of 20 cases here at least. I would even recommend 50 cases so that something actually gets started here. Then it takes another 2 to 4 weeks before anything happens. So you only need to do this if you expect the situation to persist longer, like in my case. We've tapped some behind-the-scenes sources. As I mentioned, it's just a rumor and likely nothing will happen before next year. That's why you need to increase the pressure here, otherwise it could really happen that you'll be left without phone and internet for several months. So that would be it for my video. I hope this tip was helpful. If so, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Interested in more of my videos? No problem, just subscribe to my channel because subscribing on YouTube is of course free. I'll say goodbye until the next video as long as I can upload one again or don't need 20 hours for it. So, see you, bye.